federal judge has dismissed the criminal cases against James Comey and Letitia James, ruling that the prosecutor who brought the charges was illegally appointed. The judge found that the appointment of Lindsey Halligan as interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia violated federal law. And because of that flawed appointment, the indictments she secured against Comey and James were thrown out. The dismissals were made without prejudice, meaning the Justice Department could refile the charges at a later date. However, in Comey's case, the judge noted the statute of limitations may already have expired, which could prevent new charges. Since the dismissal was not based on the merits of the case, but on the legality of Halligan's appointment, it is expected that the DOJ will contest this ruling vigorously and file an appeal in the coming days.
The Justice Department's case against both the former FBI Director James Comey as well as the New York Attorney General Letitia James was already facing some serious scrutiny, and today's ruling means, at least for now, both cases will be dismissed, but we are waiting to see if the Department of Justice may try to do this again. Comey was indicted back in September, accused of lying to Congress. The charge had that statute of limitations, meaning there was only a small window left for this case to be brought, and Comey had pled not guilty. His legal team had claimed the DOJ had made a number of mistakes, including that the person bringing the case, Lindsey Halligan, as you mentioned, should not have had the job. A federal judge agreeing today, writing that Halligan, the interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, had secured this indictment unlawfully because she was unlawfully serving in this role. She was also facing questions about what materials the grand jury saw and whether a final indictment had actually been presented appropriately for a vote. Also in Virginia, but down in Norfolk, the DOJ was charging Letitia James, the New York Attorney General, with mortgage fraud. The government had claimed she was able to secure a favorable rate on a second home down there, but she had not filed the proper paperwork, basically had lied on that paperwork, and that she had never occupied it as a primary or secondary residence. Basically, they accused her of using it as a rental property, but she got a lower mortgage rate. She had pled not guilty to those charges while she was down in Norfolk, and she had also been quite vocal, saying that this was a political prosecution and that she felt that she was being singled out because of her previous actions against then-candidate Trump after he had left office in 2021. So what's next here? Well, the Department of Justice will have a chance to say what they think of the judge's ruling, whether they're going to be pushing for an appeal, and whether or not that they would still try to bring any of these additional cases here. Lindsey Halligan, as I mentioned, is still being questioned about whether or not she is serving appropriately in this role.